Let's say hello, though, to Bruno Peake. We spoke to Bruno quite a bit this time last year, and of course, ahead of the coronation and all the rest of it, sort of the Jubilee, the Platinum Jubilee that took place last year before the Queen's death, naturally was something that Bruno was also very much involved with. Bruno, very good morning to you. Welcome.
Oh, hello. Nice to talk to you again.
Yes, absolutely. Nice to talk to you too. We're sort of asking everybody where they were, what they thought, what they remember about the moment they found out that the Queen had passed away a year ago. Do you remember where you were, Bruno?
I do. I was actually in Turkey on holiday.
Right.
And a waiter who'd recognised me from the previous coverage of the Queen lighting the Platinum Jubilee came up to me in the hotel. And I mean, it sounds very sort of silly at the moment, but I was laying on the sunbed and he tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Look, sir, can I have a quiet word with you?" And I thought, "Oh, blimey, what's going on here?" Yeah. And he said, "I'm sorry to tell you, but Her Majesty the Queen has sadly passed away."
Wow.
And, I mean, it was one of the saddest moments of experience in history because, as you know, I'd organised events with Her Majesty the Queen and other members of the household for over 38 years. It wasn't unexpected, don't get me wrong, but to hear that news from a third party in another country, I must admit, I just had to go and walk round the corner and I shed tears.
Yeah, well, it was very upsetting. I mean, I remember, we were kind of expecting it all afternoon, the day that it happened. Eventually, around about 6:30, it was announced that she had in fact died. But despite kind of expecting it for about 3 or 4 hours, even as an announcement, I was the same. I was kind of overcome by it. I was like, my goodness me! How can she not be here anymore?
I still am. Every time I hear the national anthem, my thoughts go straight back to Her Majesty the Queen, and my last moments, with Her Majesty the Queen were at Windsor Castle when she lit the principal beacon for her Platinum Jubilee.
Yes.
And I'll never forget, as I walked her back and I said my final farewell to her, she looked up at me with her wonderful smile that she always gave. She always had a wonderful smile. And the last word she said to me was, "Thank you." And I'll never forget that for the rest of my life.
And I remember you telling me about that night that you felt that she was almost saying goodbye to you.
Yeah. I just, you know what it's like. You have a moment in your heart and a moment in your head. Sorry about this. Sorry about this.
Bruno, listen, it's fine. Absolutely fine. It's a very emotional time. I'll give you some time to get it back. It's all right. Bruno Peake, Royal Pageant Master, talking about that day.
When you know somebody who has played an important part in your life, you know you're never going to see again. Sorry.
No, listen, Bruno, we very much enjoyed talking to you about all of this. Not at all unprofessional. No, listen, you had plenty of time to be professional in the times when you were doing all those things, and
He was all Her Majesty the Queen, and including His Royal Highness Duke of Edinburgh, were always so very gracious to me, as well as her private secretaries and all members of the royal household. They've been such a joy to work with over so many years now.
Yeah. It's a fantastic institution. I mean, it has its detractors, but I think one of the things that I've found since last year is that, the coronation of King Charles was also an event that people enjoyed in their millions, that people watched around the world. As much as we hail the incredible life and the incredible person that was Queen Elizabeth II, Charles, I think, has proven that the institution lives on. And whatever you may think of him, whether you like him as much as we liked the Queen, it doesn't really matter, but it's still very much part of Great Britain, isn't it?
Absolutely. And His Royal Highness is, the King and Queen Camilla have really stepped into the shoes and in an amazing way. He is a great king. She is a great queen. And as a nation, we are so grateful.
Yeah. And we should be very proud, I think, that we have such a great thing.
We have a monarchy in Great Britain, and the Commonwealth that is respected and revered by every country in the world, I can tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, dealing with heads of state and prime ministers and etc. over the last 30 years, I can assure you they all envy the fact of our royal family. And our king and queen are a real example to what is great in this country.
Yeah.
And it will always be there. Forget all the doubters and the people who, say it'll never happen and they moan about this, moan about that. The one thing that our country has got is continuity. We have a continuity of a king. We have a continuity now of a queen as well, that every country in the world envies. I can tell you that right now.
Right. Bruno, listen, a pleasure to speak to you again. Fantastic to see you, and thank you very much indeed. Bruno Peake, Royal Pageant Master, getting quite emotional there remembering about the Queen, but it's perfectly normal, it's perfectly natural, and absolutely, the thing that he must feel about the Queen. He knew her, and he was remembering that moment.